Welcome friends to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a get to know me / get ready with me video. I wanted to open up a little bit to you guys and share a little bit more about myself. I know I've never done this in my channel before, so I thought I would just talk and do my makeup at the same time. I would take this opportunity to give a shout out to my lovely sister. She just recently got her certification as a life coach, you guys. I'm so proud of her. It's something that she's wanted to do for a very long time, and I share about her journey and how she went about becoming a life coach later on in the video. If you guys want to stay tuned, here's her website if you guys need guidance or just a support of some kind. I'm here to let you know that she's there for you. She loves helping people, you guys. This girl is like a social butterfly, unlike me, and I'll explain a little later, like I said on the video. So I just want to say congrats, Jen, and I'm so proud of you. So check her out, you guys. I'll link her website and her Instagram down in the description box for you guys. So yeah, if you guys wanna get to know me, stay tuned, and let's get started with the video. Alright, so let's begin, shall we? So I want to start by, what should I start with? Okay, very simple. My name, it's not Jackie, it's actually Jacqueline, but I prefer Jackie. A lot of my friends call me Jackie. It's funny because I have a lot of friends that are French Canadian, because I was born in Montreal, Canada, you guys. And you guys know Montreal, Quebec is a French province, and so that's why my English is not, I mean, it's okay. I can have a full-on conversation in English, but sometimes I really need to take an English class or something. Yeah, I was born in Montreal, Canada, so I have a lot of French Canadian friends, and all my French Canadian friends for the most part call me Jake. I went to French schools all my life. There's a law actually in Quebec. If you want your kids to attend English schools, then at least one of the parents had to attend English schools, and in my case, my parents are from Guatemala, you guys. Both of them were from Guatemala. They actually met back in Guatemala, and they decided to move together up north. My parents first moved to California. This is okay. And I was actually conceived in California, you guys, which is crazy because I was made in the US. Let me just wash my face quickly. And literally 2 weeks before my mom gave birth, they decided to move to Montreal because I think my mom had a relative in Montreal. So, yeah, so I was born in Montreal for the 100th time. So I went to French schools all my life, you guys, so I would say French is like my forte just because I studied in French, so I know how to spell it correctly, write it right. English, my mom pushed English a lot in her household. Like all of the movies we would watch would be in English, television only English. So we would play with the kids of the neighborhood, and she would always tell us, speak to them in English because they were Anglophone, because you need to learn English. So that's why also in Montreal, it's a multicultural city. So a lot of my friends also have immigrant parents. Hold on. So the majority knew English, so it wasn't uncommon. I have 3 siblings, you guys. Yes, we're 4. We're a big family. And I have a twin. I don't think I've ever shared this in my videos at all because I'm kind of very, I don't know, very private like that. Funny enough, life, even though I make YouTube videos. And yeah, I have a twin sister. We are both the oldest. And then there's Emily. So my twin sister is Jennifer. We are identical twins. For the longest time, she wouldn't sit next to me in public because she hated when people would ask us if we were twins. But now that I find that now that we're growing older, we are looking very different. I don't know what it is. But yeah, so I'm very close with my sisters. Then there's Emily, who's like a year apart. So we were very close in age. We are very close in age, so we would always play together when we were kids. And we had a lot of fun, the three of us. Then there's Diego, who's 13 years younger than I am. He's like the baby. He's still living at my parents' house. He's the only one. And my sisters have kids already. I'm like the only one who doesn't have kids. And my mom is like, when is it gonna happen? And I'm like, so yeah, so guys, so I'm from Guatemala. Well, I was born in Montreal, but both of my parents are from Guatemala. And it is not the first country that people guess when they're trying to guess where I'm from, which is pretty funny. But anyways, I'm gonna do my makeup and I'm gonna go sit down. Alright, you guys, I'm back. I just put my hair extensions and I'm doing my eyes. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Anyways, so I don't even remember where I left off. So let's say, I don't know. Okay, so I've never been to Guatemala in my life, oddly enough, but I don't think I'll ever go, to be honest, just because I think it would be a very emotional trip, just because of all the stories my parents have told us, you know, when they were kids. And you know, my parents were poor when they were growing up, so it would be too much to handle emotionally for me. So my parents own a house in Guatemala. It's in a gated area, so it's a safe area and all. But I don't know, maybe later in life. I'm very sensitive, you guys. Like, I can't watch certain movies, like anything to do with violence, racism, like abuse. It's just like too much for me to handle. I remember we watched that show called, I believe it's called When They See Us. It was on Netflix, about these 4 boys that were convicted for murdering this woman, but it wasn't them, and they were young. Their lives was literally stolen from them. And that movie, you guys, I just cried and cried. And like, you know, the first episode, it's just very difficult to watch, but I needed to watch till the end because I needed to know what happened. But like, I'm a very friendly person. Like, I'm always smiling. I'm not someone who's in the corner. And well, I mean, sometimes we know, if I'm not in my group of, if like my circle of people, I tend to be very quiet. Like, I'm a silent watcher. I'm you know, I listen. And it's, you know, some people might perceive that as I'm like a very serious person, or I'm not, like I said, social or anything. But it's not that. It's just because I'm very shy. And honestly, you guys, I know makeup could be perceived as something very superficial, and for the longest time it was. And I just want to get into this because I told you I was going to speak a little bit about my sister's journey and how, you know, she's now a life coach and everything like that. But growing up, my twin sister Jen was the one who introduced meditation into my life, and it really created this awareness that I wasn't like aware of, basically. I mean, my sister has worked with like on herself for the longest time, like ever since we were in our teenage years, like I said, she would meditate. She would listen to or read, you know, a lot of self-help books, which I was able to read too, because she was always like, you should read this book and everything like that. A book that really, really, really impacted my life was by Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. If you guys haven't read that book, it is life-changing, so much so that I actually bought it in Spanish so my parents could read it. And like, back to my sister, she has had meditation teachers. She did Reiki, and I think she's certified actually. And Reiki, I think, is supposed to do with your chakras and everything like that. And for the longest time, also, she had like a life coach too, and a yoga teacher who would come, like, do like personal classes, and she would come to your house and you would do a yoga. And just, I mean, she was really always into all of that, and now she really, that's her passion. She loves to help people. And my twin sister, we're very much alike. She has confessed, actually, she confessed to me not too long ago that she only feels comfortable talking about spirituality and, you know, healing inward and all that. She's comfortable talking to me about those subjects because not everybody gets it. And that was also my life, you guys, before YouTube. That was me as well. I was trying to, you know, find myself, if you will, just get more in tuned with who I really am. And like, my videos, I used to, like, the videos I used to watch on YouTube were very different from what I watch now. Like, I'm talking about 2013 here, where YouTube was pretty new. And all I did was, like my sister, watch like meditation videos, how to meditate, the story of the Buddha. Like, I was really into Buddhism and all that. And I mean, my parents are Catholic. I mean, growing up, we went to church. But I'm not saying that don't believe in, you know, church or whatever, but I'm more into the, you know, the universe and Buddhism and all that. That really spoke to me. For the longest time, I really wanted to become a yoga instructor and all of that. And actually, in 2016, I got very sick, like extremely sick, to the point that I thought I was going to die, literally. And that really opened my eyes. It made me realize how life is short. Maybe one day I'll talk about this this story about what happened. I don't think, not even my closest friends know about this. None of my family members, like my mom's family, knows about this, because my mom's family is all here in Montreal, but my dad's side of the family is all in Guatemala, so I never really met them, sadly enough. And it took me a while before telling my mother about this situation that happened to me, because I was living with my boyfriend at that time, and I didn't tell my family, my immediate family, like my dad, my mom, my sister Emily. The only one that knew was Jen, my twin sister, about the situation. And it took me like 3 months to fully be 100% myself. So back then, I think I would have seen makeup as superficial, but now it's totally different. I mean, I guess it could be superficial, you guys, but you know what? For me, it's just enhancing basically my beautiful features, and it makes me feel, you know, it just boosts boosts my confidence, and I just love sitting down and doing my makeup. I'm gonna insert a picture of a picture I took when I was going brunette and I had orange hair, you guys. Every time I would see myself in the mirror, I would feel this like sensation, like a sharp pain in my heart, because I just didn't feel pretty, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying, you guys, that you need makeup to feel pretty. I'm not saying that. I am not saying that. And to be honest, I rarely wear any makeup. This was very hard for me to see myself like that, but it's so easy just to, like, you know, bump up your self-esteem and feel better about yourself with a little more makeup, you know, do your hair, dye your hair. And so that's why I love makeup so much. I love fashion and all. So I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering what I do for a living. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a stay-at-home girlfriend. There you go. I said it, it's out. Yep, you guys heard me correctly. Listen to me, it's not for everyone. I know some people would go crazy, you know, staying at home all day. But you know what? I flourish. I love it. I never get bored. I know some people would get bored, but I don't. I really don't get bored. I always have something to do, and that's why I started my YouTube channel, because, you know, it gave me something to do, like a nice hobby and stuff like that. But I don't stress about, you know, about views or anything like that, because otherwise I would go crazy and then it's not fun anymore. I quit my job in 2015. I saved all my money. I knew when I was gonna leave. I knew how much money I had in the bank when I left. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Vlad is my boyfriend. We've been together for 10 years. This is our 11th year. We're working on our 11th year. Can you imagine? My boyfriend is 9 years older than I am, and we met through Plenty of Fish in 2011. That's when we met. October 2011, that's when we met. And we did exchange like some emails, messages before we decided to meet. And so so my boyfriend is Ukrainian. Both of his parents are Ukrainian. His father was born in Montreal, Canada. His mother was born in Ukraine, and she moved to the US with her parents when she was 4 years old. So basically she was raised in New York. She went to university in New York, and then she moved to Montreal when she got married to Vlad's father. So that's why my boyfriend has the dual citizenship. He's so lucky. He's so lucky. And right after university, you guys, my boyfriend went straight to Florida, South Florida, bought his condo, got a great job, car. He was settled. He had his life, and he lived and worked in Florida for 10 years, and that's when we met. And that's how, like, when he met me, everything changed, because I was living in Montreal, he was living in South Florida. When we first met, we decided to meet. We went on a date. It went well, so we went on a second date the day after, literally. And he left after that. He went back to South Florida, and it was pretty much like a long distance relationship. And I didn't know for the longest time if I liked that, but we would literally talk every single day, you guys. Every single day we would talk on the phone for hours. So it never felt like we were apart. That's how much we spoke to each other. That's him over there, entering the room. But we made it work, and then he came back after 3 months, and then he just, for a period of time, stayed in Montreal to be with me. And everything just kind of fell into, very organically into place. Soon after that, like, I wasn't really happy with my job. You guys, I worked for a pharmaceutical company, and it was so stressful, you guys. I just felt drained mentally. I wasn't in a really good place when I worked there. Like, it was just, my nerves were just, I remember sometimes I would like realize, and my shoulders would be hard, tight like this, and I would be like, oh my god, just loosen up a little bit, you know. And he, after a while, you know, asked me if I wanted to, you know, come back with him, go back to South Florida with him. We planned it. I knew when I was gonna leave. I knew how much money I was gonna have in the bank, and I just left. So because we're not married yet, and it's a very, very complicated concept, you guys, because when you have Medicare, when Medicare is free, you don't want to give that away. So for now, I mean, it's been 10 years, but you know, I remember once we were in Florida and my boyfriend cut himself. We were cooking and he cut himself, and he paid $400 just to get like 2 stitches. $400. In Montreal, that would have been free, ladies and gentlemen. And it's just a reality, you know. It's something you have to think about. You can't just move and you know, you have to be responsible. So that's why my life is going back and forth. And a lot of people ask me, are you sick and tired of going back and forth like that? And I'm like, no, I love it. I love because I can go back, see my parents, and then go back to South Florida, have my beach, have my palm trees, and my camera just turned off, and have that tropical weather I love. And for now, it works for us. It works for us what we do. And you know, my boyfriend came to my life at a very, you know, critical moment in my life, I would say. Like, he saved my life. Like, I don't know what I did to deserve such an amazing, you know, boyfriend. And it's, you guys, you don't understand. My boyfriend is just, I don't know. I wish every woman had a man like my boyfriend. So supportive, you know, since the beginning. You know, like I said, he was settled. Like, he had his life all put together when he met me. Here I came. I was still living with my parents. So, but I love that. I love the fact that he was just so mature. And he's just the nicest, sweet person, you know. He's just so patient with me. And, you know, he always says to me, like, my goal in life is for you to be happy. And I almost want to cry right now because I am so lucky, you guys. And I didn't know that a man could be like him. And I'm getting teary. I don't want to cry. See, this is why I said why I'm so emotional. Get it together, Jackie. Hold on. Let me just finish this makeup real quick because I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, guys. I'm back. I did my eyes because I couldn't focus, and I really need my focus when I do my eye makeup. So, yay. Let's continue. I don't even remember what was the last thing I said. So, I'm fluent in Spanish, you guys. I'm fluent in French because I went to French schools all my life. My boyfriend is the opposite. He went to English schools all his life. His parents speak only English. I think his dad speaks a little bit of French, but they both obviously speak Ukrainian. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I used to do both. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching. Why? Because I'm stupid. don't smoke, you guys. The worst thing you can do to your lungs. I did it for like 2 years, I remember. Like bad influences, I guess. And I stopped drinking after, like in 2016. We kind of wanted to do some changes in our lives, you know, just get healthy and stuff. And then my boyfriend and I decided to stop drinking. And that led to 3 months, 6 months, a year, and now it's like I don't want to break the cycle. So I did ballet when I was a young girl, 7 years old, and I loved it. I'm Latina, you guys, so my culture, you know how it is with music and everything. And we were obsessed, my sisters and I, with that ballet class. Unfortunately, my mom had to pull us out because it was kind of expensive for the 3 of us, and she didn't want to leave one because it was going to be unfair. I'm at that age where a woman no longer shares how old she is or how much she weighs. Like if I want to have kids, it would be this year. It would be now because my biological clock is ticking. But we've had this conversation with my boyfriend a lot, and we don't want kids, you guys. It's not for everyone. And I know, I mean, both of my sisters have their kids, and I'm in love with my niece and nephews, and I see the bond. It's just the most special bond a woman can have, is the bond with their child. But I don't know, I mean, we have created this lifestyle. My boyfriend and I we're very, very comfortable, but as a woman, I understand it's a very difficult decision to take because you're saying no to motherhood, essentially, and that's a big deal, you know, for a woman, because at some point it's going to be too late and I won't be able to go back, and that's that. But ever since I was a young girl, I knew I wasn't going to have kids. So it's yeah, but like I was saying, we've had this conversation so many times, my boyfriend and I, and we just don't want kids. I know my in-laws would love grandchildren. My boyfriend has a brother. He doesn't have kids in either. So it's kind of weird for, I mean, I don't feel bad, but I'm pretty sure my in-laws would love a grandchild, you know what I mean? But it's I don't know, it's something we don't want. I mean, if it happens, you guys, it happens. I mean, I wouldn't be getting rid of my baby if it happens, you know what I mean? But we are very, very careful. I have 3 tattoos. One I regret tremendously. It was the first tattoo I got. I believe I was like 19 years old when I got this tattoo, but I'll show it to you guys in a minute. So I have a dove as a symbol of peace because I value peace. I try to live a very stress-free life, you guys. The other ones, I have a red star on my foot. I'll show it to you guys. Over there, that's the star. I have a horseshoe on the belly area. See if I can show it to you guys. Right there. That's the one I regret the most. I hate it. Bing. Oh yeah, I told you I have a twin sister, right? Yeah. I was blonde for a very long time, as you guys know, up here, and she was brunette, so people could tell us apart. But now she has highlights and I don't. I just have extensions right now, and it's like we switch. And but we, like, over the phone, my boyfriend always mistakes us. Did we ever had problems, people not knowing who we were? Yes, all the time. Growing up in high school, it was like this thing because we were like, I think the only twins in the whole school. And at first, people thought we were the same girl and just changing clothes throughout the day, which is the stupidest thing ever. And then they realized, oh no, there's two of you. But it was very fun growing up as kids because we were all very, well, with my younger sister, we were, I mean, she was only a year younger than us, so it was really nice to play together all the time. Like, we were never bored. And Jennifer is a little different from me in a sense that, I mean, we have mostly the same friends because we went to the same high school, so, you know, all of her friends were the same. But I had a few friends that were not friends with her and vice versa from work. My sister is very social, you know, she has so many friends. And she's still in contact with my friends from high school, and she's always, you know, in these groups like meditation groups and things like that, and she has met amazing people. And I'm here like, she's like, oh, come with us, and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like going out today. My mom said when we were babies, my mom said, well, we created our own little language, and we would like speak in this weird language, and one will ask a question and the other would answer, and like we literally created a language of our own. Can you imagine that? And what was the most annoying is that sometimes when we were in high school or even in elementary school, I would think about something, like I would think about what I would think about what I was going to wear the next day to school, and I would wake up and she would be wearing exactly this thing that I thought about wearing that day. And she would be like, oh, but I'm wearing it first, because we used to share clothes. And that would annoy me, you guys, and it would just... And it would happen really frequently, like all the time. Emily is very different from us. She's very no emotions, like nothing can, you know, bring her down. She, you know, even my mom says like Em is very different from us, because Jen and I are very emotional. And my sister M is not. So I have a kitty cat, you guys. I never grew up with cats in my life because my mom is allergic to cats. We always had dogs. And they sadly all passed away. I'm gonna cry because I miss them so much. We always used to go bike riding in this area. It's like a boardwalk. I don't know how to call it. There's restaurants and people can walk, and there's also a bike path, and it takes you very far away from the broadwalk. And there was this area where a lot of stray cats hang out. We would always go to this area and we would feed the cats. I know it's illegal, but it really breaks our hearts. So we would go there often, and then suddenly we noticed a new cat in the area. And he seemed, you know, stray cats are very scared of humans. They won't come up to you. I mean, they could, but for the most part, they are very skittish like that. So he wasn't like that at all. He would come up to us, purr. He once wanted to be pet. Like very different demeanor from the other cats, and he was like away. He wasn't with the stray cats, and we went almost every day when we first discovered him to see, you know, how he was doing and whatever. And we decided to take him in. And oh my god, you guys, he's just the sweetest cat. He never hisses, he never tries to claw you. He's just the most amazing cat ever. He's so affectionate, but he doesn't like to be held. That's the only thing. but just the sweetest. He's huge. He's a big cat. He's like 21 pounds. He's just a huge cat. Like, a lot of people think he's a dog, but he's a cat. My boyfriend and I were obsessed. My boyfriend and I were obsessed with the Caribbean. We love the Caribbean. Every year we go on a cruise. And we love cruising because you get to see several islands. And I know a lot of people feel like cruising, first of all, people are terrified to be like in the open sea like that. I understand. It's not for everyone. But we just love the fact that we get to see several islands. We've been to St. Thomas, Antigua, the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, Haiti, St. Martin's. We've been to so many places, you guys, and it's just like one day we would love to move to St. Thomas because it's just the most beautiful place ever. I am going to set my face. You know what, you guys? I'm seeing everybody loving this powder. This one from Patrick Starr. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. I don't know what it is. I'll try to apply it with a brush. But if you guys, do you like this powder? Maybe it's the Tarte Shape Tape. Shape Tape tends to be drying. This foundation from Revlon. Okay, this video is going to be so long. This one, so like this one. Let's see if I could. This one, awful. I hate it. I don't know what it is. But it's a light foundation, but it looks so cakey. Sometimes I like to apply my foundation with a brush. That foundation with a brush just moves all my dead skin around and it looks absolutely awful. But it's funny because I also tried it with applying it with a sponge and it did the same thing. So I don't know what it is. I love this random palette. I got it from Amazon and it's just so random. Like, it's not a very known brand. What is this from? It's from Whoosh Beauty. But everything is so nice in here. I love it. Alright, you guys, so that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you so much if you made it this far. Just wanted to open up to you guys and share a little bit about myself to you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, you guys. As always, take care and I hope to see you in my next video. Mwah.